guys? This is Showtime's Fight Forum. You already know what it is. We're here to talk all things fights. Please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching, as always. Now, this was an amazing weekend for me personally because I got my favorite loves, football, and then I also got my fights. Obviously, I'm a Panthers fan. If you do not know, keep pounding. That's all we do. And I was so excited because, we had a very good draft. And then afterwards, I was able to see some amazing competition. All right, so we had the UFC fight, which was, I'm only gonna talk about the main event because that card was, to be honest with you, these fight nights have all been pretty lackluster names. There's been some fun fights, but in reality, it's like the relevant fights, the ones that we really want to talk about, because we gotta get the views up and we're not gonna sit here and talk about people that no one cares about. But I will talk about the main event, which was Chito Vera versus Rob Font. And mind you, am I the only person that realizes that Chito Vera looks like 5 different people? Like every time I see him, he looks like another person, and I'm just like, oh, that's Chito. Okay, Marlon, that's Marlon. Okay, are these 2 people? Are they like kind of twins, but not really? I'm kind of confused on how the whole look that he's trying to go for at specific times. But I mean, if he ever does anything illegal, I honestly think he'll forever get away with it because you're not gonna ever know which version you're gonna get. He's a master of disguise. But let's go back into this fight, and it was a fun fight. Definitely was the best fight of the night. I didn't do a video last week over it because I was honestly busy with work and stuff. But I had Rob Font winning the fight. I was wrong. Marlon, he looked good in spots, man. In reality, this is one of the fights where both men honestly look really good. The only issue is that Marlon could take the shots, Rob couldn't. Rob is a little chinny. Marlon is a warrior. That man can take whatever you give him and then give you more. I think the punch count landed with I think Rob had landed over 200 punches to Marlon Vera's 179, so he landed over 50 more shots. And you could tell legit, it's crazy. The fight kind of went the same almost each round. First round was easily Rob Font. He was piecing him up with the boxing way too much. Cheeto was getting some good leg kicks in, but it was clear who won that. But rounds 2 through 4, the same exact story. Rob was piecing him up. Marlon's defense wasn't that great, but he also wasn't really worried about his power, and that's honestly Rob's biggest unfortunate weakness. He doesn't threaten you with power. He was landing some shots, but they weren't affecting Marlon. Marlon was just walking through them. But it's every time 2 minutes came, after 2 minutes, Chito hit him with something big, dropped him, rocked him, and it was a wrap. And he ended up losing each round. So I had no problems with the 4-1 card. I had no issue with the 3-2 card. 4-1 was probably more accurate. The 5th round was very close. I thought it could go either way. However, I still lean towards Chito because Chito did definitely hit him with a really mean kick, and I was like, all right, well, he's rocked again. It's a wrap. It's over. But yeah, good fight from both men. Marlon now, it's what's next? I think it would be a very fun fight for him to go against Corey Sandhagen. I think that's a really good fight for him. It's kind of interesting though, because it's now, with the Sean O'Malley fight, when they both fought each other, it kind of put in perspective that, it wasn't a fluke, even though I never thought it was a fluke to begin with. For the people who did think it was a fluke, now it's kind of clarified he's not. Marlon is a top 5 fighter. He's a very good fighter, and Sean just wasn't up to that level at that point. And then you say, what's next for Rob? Rob got to go to the drawing board, but honestly, I think this is a perfect fight for Sean O'Malley. It's a boxer, chinny, he's very good. Granted, it could be a terrible matchup for Sean O'Malley, but also could be a very, very good fight for him to get his name into the rankings. So I know we've heard about him before saying he doesn't care about rankings, he wants to get paid, I get it. However, if he wants to make the money and he wants to fight tougher competition, Rob Font might be the best guy for him. So yeah, that's up with that. Now, what I really want to talk about, which is the boxing matches, because boxing outshine UFC through and through, way back, woo! It's kind of interesting. I don't know which one I want to really start with, but I want to start with the fight that happened first, which was the women's fight, which was touted as the greatest women's fight of all time, the 2 greatest pound-for-pound boxers of all time when it comes to women. And the story tells itself. They say Amanda Serrano is a 7-time world champion, 7-division world champion, and then Katie Taylor, who is known and a lot of people think is the pound-for-pound best right now. She's an Olympic gold medalist. Homie is she's 35 years old, very good boxer, very slick boxer. And it was just a match made in heaven. Granted, in reality, Amanda Serrano is not really up to that weight class. That's not really her natural weight. She went up in weight to just even fight her, which once again gives me so much respect for Amanda. Amanda's just a dog. Like, the way the fight played was wild to me. One, fight of the year. In one of the best boxing matches you'll ever see, men or women. It was just like, you rarely ever see two people who are in the pound for pound list. They're 1 and 2, around the same weight class, in their prime, and then you see them deliver in that kind of fashion. That's unheard of. That makes me think of like Tommy Hearns and Hagler. That's like kind of, it's like that level. But even though that lasted only like 2 rounds, but it's still like, for when it happened, it was like, what the hell? These guys are really going for it. You got the same thing, except for it was a little bit more methodical at first. They wasn't a straight brawling from the get. They were filling each other out, and I thought Katie Taylor was getting the best of it in the beginning rounds. I thought fight on the outside was working. I was confused because I wouldn't have thought the smaller fighter of Amanda would have threw the bigger punches and would be the person that's walking them down. But it just goes to show Katie Taylor doesn't really have power. That was very apparent, and she's more of a slick boxer. She's not gonna really hurt you. She's not gonna threaten you with her power. And Amanda didn't really care. She walked through everything, and she was the Terminator. But the first few rounds, I thought Katie Taylor was just outboxing her, landed some good shots, was able to stay out of it, blocking a lot. Amanda was obviously more busy, but when it came to the cleaner strikes, I felt like Katie was getting her. But that 5th round, woo! Katie's tough because she ate some bombs, and I'm thoroughly impressed with both women. I was so impressed the fact that, one, Amanda's the smaller fighter, but she hurt her. She honestly could have, if it was a 3-minute round, we wouldn't know how that fight would have went. But going into the later rounds, we saw Katie Taylor have the resolve. She had the heart of a champion. She pulled through and she started fighting back. And I thought that Amanda messed up in the 6th round. The 6th round, she slowed down considerably. She gave Katie confidence. You can somewhat argue that she might have won that 6th round, but she was Katie was fighting back hard, and she was giving her so much more confidence. And we saw what happened after that. Katie, you give a champion confidence, it's a wrap. So you gave her confidence, and she came back and she won. I have no problem with giving Katie the win. I also don't have a problem saying Amanda won. Like, that's all strictly your opinion of how you looked at the fights. I don't like people talking about totality, talking about she landed more strikes, or that 5th round was so crazy. That's 1 round, bro. They had fought 10. This is boxing, man. Round by round basis. If you want to go to totality, who landed the most devastating punches throughout the entire fight? Amanda won. But if you're going by round for round, it's still close. But Katie very well can be the winner. I scored it 6-4, 96-94 to Katie Taylor. I did think that she won some of the early rounds, and then she won the later rounds. And the mid rounds is where Amanda did her best work, but she slowed down too much. It's obvious what's next. You have to do a rematch. The fight was too close. The fight was too great. They sold out Madison Square Garden. There's no way you don't do a second fight. Like, there's no other woman that's around their weight that's gonna sell anything close or matter anything close. So you have to do it twice. And if you do it in Ireland, it's gonna be massive because they care about fights probably more than Americans do. Europeans and fights are crazy. So easy thing to do. But my only recommendation is to make the fight a 3-minute fight. There should be 3 minutes each round. Give these ladies a chance to actually work their craft. Even if the fight isn't gonna be the same because it's more time and they have to preserve their energy, I personally don't care, and neither should the fans. It should be treated equally. It should be just like men's, and they need to fight 3-minute rounds. So that's what I hope for, and I'm crazy. I can't wait to see Clarissa Shields fight Savannah Marshall. That's gonna be another fun fight. If people are sleeping on Savannah, and I think that's still going to be a very interesting fight. Clarissa's a head above everybody in my opinion. I personally have her number 1 pound for pound, and I have Katie Taylor number 2 and Amanda Serrano 3, and then 4th is Savannah Marshall. However, it's definitely close between Clarissa and then the other 2. I mean, it's very close. They're all so good. Now, the last fight I want to talk about is the fight that is the guy who's now on my pound for pound list, and that is Shakur Stevenson. He's definitely in my top 10. The guy is, I don't want to say flawless because his punching power is a little, it's not there. However, he's close to as flawless a prospect as you can find. Smart, he's one of the smartest fighters in the world right now. He knows how to get in and out of situations. His angles are beautiful. His combination punching is great. I mean, it's really no real hole in his game. I mean, it was a very easy looking fight. It wasn't an easy fight, but he made it look very easy. Shakur Stevenson is a freaking problem. And the biggest thing I actually noticed from the fight was, he's not fighting at that weight class too much longer. Like, he's not gonna be a junior lightweight that much longer. The guy is actually humongous. He looked way bigger than Oscar Valdez, and I didn't expect him to look that much bigger. He's gonna be in lightweight sooner than we think. Maybe his next fight, he's going up. And I would love to see him fight Lomachenko. That's the fight that everybody wants to see. The guy has arrived. He might end up taking an easier fight, fighting at lightweight first, and then try to go to the Lomachenkos. I don't really care. I just want to see him fight the best. He seems like he's game to fight the best. I don't see any fear in this guy's heart. He just seems like, bro, I'm better than you guys, and I genuinely don't care who I fight. He gives me that. So I'm just excited. I'm just excited for everything. I don't necessarily know how much of a star he will be, just because. And this is the thing that will possibly be a negative. I don't know if he'll be a megastar because, one, I don't think he's that great on the mic. I don't think he's a great talker and at promoting himself. Two, he doesn't have the most friendly style. A lot of people like to compare him to Mayweather. I personally don't. I like to compare him more so to Andre Ward. I think that Pretty Boy Floyd is a guy that we like to forget a lot, who, if you really paid attention to Floyd in his beginning years, he was a very offensive-minded fighter. He was a hit and not get hit, but he would hit you so many times. A good combination puncher. He started doing the pot shotting after, like, during the Oscar De La Hoya stuff. Then it's like afterwards, he was like, all right, my hand's broke. I can still beat you guys and not really do too much, so I'm not gonna do it. That's not the Shakur route right now. Right now, it's more so I'm better than you guys and I'm gonna outpoint you guys. I'm gonna get you guys out the way if you're literally not on my level, like a Herring. But if you're a very game opponent, I'm not gonna risk that, and I'm automatically just gonna beat you. I'm just gonna outbox you. If the knockout comes, cool, but I'm not gonna force it. And it's not a bad thing, but it's gonna be hard to sell tickets if you're already on that Money Mayweather route. And Andre Ward was one of the best of our era. You never really heard of him. Like, unless you're a hardcore fan, because Andre Ward wasn't the most exciting fighter. But knowledge, great. Footwork, great. Boxing skills, amazing. It's just he didn't have the other packages to be able to become this mega star like a Tyson Fury, like a Canelo, like a Floyd. So I don't know if he will be that, but I can tell you his accomplishments will probably stack up to that. So yeah, what's next for him? Like I said, go up in weight class and let's see what you got. I obviously would love to see him fight Lomachenko, but we'll see what happens next. You guys tell me what you think, who you think he should fight next, and basically what you think of the fight weekend. We need more like this. I'm excited for this weekend. I'm excited for so many fights. It's just, I don't know. It makes me happy because it makes me have to stay home and not go out and do anything. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure you guys stay blessed, and I love you guys for watching. Stay blessed.